What's up, y'all? Class in session, no doubt about it. But thank you for connecting with me yet again. And if you don't know who I am your divine sister, Shakesha Divine. Wanted to talk a little bit about this devil energy that we're experiencing on the planet right now. See, today, as I record this, we got that sun that's in Capricorn. And so Capricorn energy is really about authority, about reputation. It's about your ambitions, right? And in the tarot card system, Capricorn is also connected to devil energy. And this is about fears and obsessions and addictions and everything. And these are things, energies that show up in so many of us, in everyone, no doubt. But I do want to remind that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places, you see. And so when the sun is in Capricorn, the sun, it asks us to examine. This is to examine authority, your reputation and ambition, how that devil energy shows up in you. You see, the symbol for the Capricorn is the sea goat. And the sea goat, they changed. I remember it being the goat at first, when I first connected with that energy, whatever, what have you, right? But then it was brought to my attention that it was the sea goat, which makes so much sense. Because that sea goat, sea is connected to the water, and the water is our emotions. And so goats, they have this energy of climbing. You see them climbing up on hills, mountains and everything, hitting terrain that, that's peaky. Most of us ain't really trying to climb those particular heights. It's kind of steep. But when you bring those two energies together, the sea goat, this is about overcoming emotions and climbing to greatness. And so that sun in Capricorn is really asking us to examine what has authority, how we overcome emotions and climb to greatness, to our ambitions, our reputation, and most importantly, examine that devil energy that's within and around us. And right now, as I'm recording it, we are in that Scorpio moon. And that Scorpio moon, see, Scorpio energy is very transformative. It's deep, mysterious, And a lot of times, this is that energy where a lot of secrets are buried down within. And right now, we got that Scorpio moon checking in at 5 degrees. See, that moon energy itself, it encourages us to embrace. And when that moon is in Scorpio at 5 degrees, we're being encouraged to transform that jealousy that's within us when people shine, and transform these egoic fixations. Like, we really do need to check in on this, because I've been observing in my mind's eye just a lot of this particular energy that's going on out here in the cosmos. See, I'm from Generation X, and this was a generation that grew up without the internet, without social media and cell phones and what have you. And so while I know how to operate it on a very basic, on a functional level, let's put it that way, it's not the most important thing that's in my life. And I'm able to take a look and recognize like just how times have changed. Like we are in a time right now where you can change and you can hide who it is the hell that you are out here in these particular streets. You can set up accounts with fake names, be completely incognito, hiding your identity and everything. And there's a lot of shit talking, a lot of internet gangsters out here in these particular streets. Oh, they real tough out here. As long as nobody can see them and identify who they are. But one of the things that a lot of these cats that put up these fake internet accounts and anonymous profiles, what they don't recognize is that there are those of us that are highly sensitive that can pick up energy signatures through the internet. So I do want to caution that we be careful who we cyber stalking out here. Because many of these chosen ones out here can see you, family. They can see you. But I want to talk about this demon slaying energy right here. Because we in Capricorn season, and Capricorn holds that energy, a devil energy and everything. We want to check in on this particular energy. I think we all need to be aware and awakened to how this energy shows up. Hold up, let me put this groove on. I was jamming to this Cleo soul. And she has really brought home this particular energy. I'm making sure that we ain't afraid. Don't you ever be afraid. I don't want to get hit with a copyright. But this is really about us eliminating that fear. And so when you slaying these demons in real life, this is one of those things that you got to do is overcome these fears. So number one, let's identify what demon energy is about, right? So we all know the hot trigger word out here in these streets, the narcissistic. But let's really talk about that because see, everybody disagree with you. Everybody get on your nerves and aggravate you and bring a little bit of aggravation in your life. They are not narcissistic. We just, a lot of shit gets overused and everything. People get a vocabulary word and then they take off running, don't they? But we want to identify the behaviors that will qualify, right? Not trying to pull out no DSM and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the diagnostic and statistic manual that the therapists use when they're diagnosing behaviors. I mean, it would be helpful to have one, have one of those on deck and everything, especially when we get into these personality disorders, because it'll give you a comprehensive understanding of what that actually looks like so that we just ain't running around willy-nilly using language and we don't really know what in the hell it is we talking. But for all intensive purposes, let's ID this demon energy here. This narcissistic energy. We got it. See, these is them cats out here. They like to, a lot of times they'll call themselves your friends. Maybe they're your family. Maybe they're your co-workers, whatever, what have you. They like to tear down. They like to belittle. They'll try and humble you. They'll attempt in ridiculing you. They engage in shit like gang stalking. They lead hate trains. They play on your insecurities. They use your vulnerabilities as weapons to hurt you, to traumatize. Oh, and biggest, most and foremost, family, these are some lying ass energies out here in these particular streets. Lies. I know you heard that phrase, the devil is a liar. Oh, it's true. And many of them are trickster spirits. A lot of them is highly social. This is where they thrive at. A lot of them pillars in the community. Very popular. But see how you can really identify these cats out here, because they very surface, right? They never really engage in deep conversations. Now they will engage in going deep in somebody else's business, no doubt. Oh yeah, no doubt. And they're very judgmental. And they hold standards that they ain't even finna live by. They're jealous. They're insecure. And they like to put on the mask that they ain't. But see, when you engage in these behaviors to try to humble and belittle and traumatize people, I mean, what in the fuck is we doing? Many times they will project these jealousies, these insecurities, these internal feelings onto you. And so with that, they will attempt to sabotage you in your efforts. You out here trying to level up. You trying to get to the next level. You trying to get that promotion. You trying to lose you some weight. You trying to improve the way you look. You trying to dress nicer. And they trying to sabotage you. They'll lie on you and tell stories. And they never own any of this behavior, right? See, when they tell these stories, you understand, they're not telling these stories in a way that would cast a shadow on any of the behaviors that they may have been involved in. They're always the innocent, the victim. They was reading the Bible, doing the right thing. And then all hell broke loose and they don't know what happened. This is how you're going to have to be able to see the devil that's in them details. You understand what I'm saying? Because at this particular time, with Capricorn being at 21 degrees and the sun asks us to examine, and at 21 degrees, this is about the devil that's in them details. You understand? And so this is an auspicious time right now for us to check in on these particular behaviors within and without. Because one of the greatest blinking red lights of what we call this so-called narcissistic, this devil energy, I call it, is not being able to see your own darkness. Check in with that, no doubt. Because these particular energies, they can jam you up. At work, you get rolled up. At home, locked up maybe. In the street, shot up. I mean, it's that deep. For real, for real. So you really got to watch this shit. Because they feed off energy in their reputation and how shit appears to be. And so if your eyes ain't discerning, family, you get yourself tricked, right? Real easily. Because they feed off of energy and the reputation that they created with their representative, the social mask they wear. See, this is trickster energy. And this is how demons show up in real life. And here's how you slay them demons in real life. So I'm going to give you some business. And then I'm going to let this goddess bring this message out. Number one, make sure, be in the business of dealing in the truth. Because this obsessed demons. Now, see, if you a lying ass and everything, then like again, I say examine that shit. Because you can't slay no demon, and you in that business too. You got to slay it within and without, I reckon. Be in the business of dealing with the truth. Because this upsets them. So make sure that you have receipts when you dealing with this particular energy. Always. When you at work and you having a conversation, confirm that with emails. If you know that this is a trickster energy you dealing with, record them. I promise you it will save you later. See, tricksters have no problem lying. Also, I'll say number 2, but I ain't really making a list, so whatever. Expose them immediately. Yeah. Immediately. You understand? And make sure that you bring it up around folks. Because they may spin a false narrative. So you got to make sure you're doing that shit right up in their face. You can't play around with a demon. This energy right here, I'm telling you, is trickster. And then you'll mess around, get the rug snatched from up under you. You be the bad guy, and now they the victim. You understand? And so you make sure that you got these receipts and you confronting that whole issue and everything. Because see, when you dealing in truth, when you ain't afraid to speak up, see, this right here is that energy that exposes, that slays them particular demons. Because they'll spin a false narrative. It's really hard for them to hide who they are when you disarm them. So you got to do it that way. And I know that sounds harsh, but I'm trying to tell you what energy you dealing with. Like, this ain't your average bear, you understand? And when you dealing with this particular energy, you got to be gangster with it. You got to be ruthless with it. You can't be fucking around in these streets. It's imperative. Put nothing past them. You understand? Make sure you got receipts ready. Because they will do anything. They will say anything. So be prepared to go all out. Okay? No doubt. And I guess number 3, we can say number 3, whatever, what have you. In a pinch, utilize this social media we got that's going on out here in these particular streets. Because this is some shit that'll save you. Especially if you in a situation where you dealing with one of these narcissistic, demonic type of energies and everything, and you might be in danger. And if you find yourself in a position, especially when you with one of these punk ass domestic violent motherfuckers, you go live on social media right away. And I don't give a shit if there's no one watching. It's being recorded and you act like there's folks that's interacting with you. This exposes them. This will get them to fall back. See, demons don't like exposure. They don't like the light. And so they'll recoil. Understand what I'm saying? Remember, again, do not underestimate demonic energy. They're capable of saying, of doing any goddamn thing. And so when you standing on truth, be about the business of the motherfucking truth. You understand? You cannot play with this energy. They will jam you the fuck up. Understand this. We talking about liars. We talking about swindlers. And we talking about egos that's so big that they will say and do anything to keep that egoic social mask intact. So be clear on what you're dealing with. If you are in a relationship with someone who tries to humble you, or humiliate you, especially if you're in a romantic dynamic. You are in danger. You in trouble. You need to know this. This is a red flag, okay? A red flag for physical abuse. See, you got to understand that there's levels to this abuse game. And once somebody can mesh with you mentally and emotionally and everything, the next move is going to be physical. Because see, this is all about subjugation. You understand what I'm saying? And if they see you shining, they see you leveling up, they see you trying to get promoted, they see you trying to move forward and everything. See, most demons don't want to see nothing like that happen. So they'll pull out all of the stops. Again, like I keep telling you, do not underestimate this particular energy. And when you start seeing the horns rise up, you address this shit swiftly. You make sure that you're telling everyone who will listen. You do not keep this type of shit a secret. You tell they mama don't give a damn. You tell your mama don't give a damn. Tell their sister, tell their brother, tell anybody who you survey about the situation that's going on and ask them what their thoughts are on it. Because see, we want to make sure that everybody is in the loop. Oh, this is gonna piss that demon off, no doubt, because they thrive on your silence. It is up to you to be badass enough to have your ego in check enough to deal with what's real. You understand? Because you will not be able to slay a demon if you recoil in fear, if you suffer in silence. You allow the demons to thrive. And so, like this sister is singing in her song, don't you ever be afraid in your own home. Again, humiliation and humbling is a red flag. This is how it starts. And you can prevent this by shutting it down. Expose them. Do not keep it to yourself. Tell everyone in your community. Express your concerns to the local authorities if this is what needs to happen. You show no fear because they feed on that. You starve that bitch. And you keep your phone close to you all times. Keep it on deck. Because again, I say, do not sleep on a demon. And so some of the work that will really help in being able to overcome a lot of these doubts, these fears, to put that ego aside so that you're not embarrassed to tell somebody what is happening to you. You work with these dark goddesses and they will assist you in rising up. These are dark goddesses like the goddess Lilith, the goddess Hecate, the goddess Oya, the goddess Sekhmet, the goddess Kali Ma, the goddess Durga, the goddess Pambajira. And then here's another goddess right here who's coming through with a powerful message. Satira, who's from the Temple of Warriors. Pure fire energy, you understand? The goddess Satira is the energy of spirit in Buxton, in Guyana, South America. Satira is a brave, bold, brazen, and barefaced. She casts spells with her hips out here in these particular streets. So let me give you this guidance she got here. Step up, go for it, and partner with the divine to make brazen choices. And everything meant to diminish you will elevate you. And all who mean you harm will fall away. Your hurdles are illusions because you're plugged into source. Yeah. Now that's some powerful ass gangster ass energy to work with, family, no doubt. And the embodiment on this. Make the brazen decision. What would you dare to do if you knew you couldn't fail? See, this is how we eliminate that fear, y'all. It's brazen to be unapologetically you. It is brazen to speak up for somebody that's not in the room. It's brazen to choose a different path or a career than other folks in your community. It is brazen to build your family up in your own way. See, you got to understand that goddess energy, is brazen. And so her declaration is, I am bold, brave, shameless, and brazen. Work with the goddess Satira, because what she gonna help you do is to step into your power. She gonna help you get your mind right so that you move forward with confidence. And then you got the wherewithal to be able to create different ways to navigate situations with proficiency. Because this, my loves, that's how you sleep. That's how you slay a demon in real life. You expose their ass and you don't fuck around at all. And you stop being afraid of letting people know what's going on. Because we can't be living in fear. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, of love, and a sound mind. And so with that, I hope that was helpful for you. Slay these demons out here. They had no space on our timelines. And so as we move forward in this 10 year, because that zero is making big difference, man. Big difference. Or we gonna do the damn thing. Let's all get together and be demon slayers in real life out here in these particular streets. Because the devil has no authority. It's a wrap. Peace and light. Peace and love.